Hello and welcome, everyone. This is our Beyond Business live series. We are running exclusive sessions with amazing human beings, experts, professionals in the investment space, in the business space, in the growth space. And thank you so much for joining us. My name is Dr. Azeeza Jalaludeen. I have with me Victoria Hasanova from Global Invest. Welcome. I was almost saying the country, but I'll say Global Invest.
Thank you, Aziza. Thank you for create this amazing event. And this is a really impactful event, and this is a huge event. And we join together different types and unique experts. And for yes, this is our unique and very wise and smart partners. And today, as usual, I can say it because we meet with our auditory not for the first time. And today we meet with my colleague, because we work together like a jury. This is
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
unique experts. This is a very wise man. This is a very clever man, and this is our partner, of course. And a
Yes.
lot of beautiful words I can say about Oliver Tan. And
Yes.
let's ask him join us, and let's ask a little bit questions.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And welcome, Oliver Tian, the founder and director of Oliver Tian Associates. Thank you so much, Victoria, for the wonderful introduction. And I have to say my piece. Can I, Oliver? Welcome.
Sure, please go ahead.
So thank you so much for joining us. Of course, you are having 35 years of experience in the robotic space. You are the vice chair. Let me just make this really clear. Vice chair of International Alliance of Robotic Associations, and you have 35 years, as I say, experience in the field of really impacting information technology sector in a very interesting way. When I know you, I met you where there were South Korea, Korean projects, Japanese projects, all over the world. And now we have Europe coming in. So many different countries. You are helping startups. You're really focused and committed to the startup community when it comes to internationalization and growth for them. So thank you for what you do. And thank you for saying yes to be the chair of the International Investors Forum happening next week.
Thank you, Aziza. Thank you, Victoria. It's a pleasure to be here. Yes. I think the technology space is just so amazing, right? More than 35 years in being involved in this technology area. In fact, I remember I wrote my first AI program in 1987. So you work backwards, you know where that means, right?
Yes.
I was one of those who dived into the early stages of natural language processing, right? And I work on expert systems, fuzzy logic, credit scoring for banks, and so on and so forth. So my love for AI and robotics goes back a long way. I believe the technology is moving so fast that we really need to think about how we can cross border and collaborate with each other. So
Absolutely.
thanks, Aziza, for mentioning the International Alliance of Robotics Association. I'm also part of the Global Robot Cluster, and collectively, that is a network of 30 countries around the world where I get to understand some of the very innovative ideas that startups are working on in different countries. And I believe that as we co-innovate between different organizations, different startups, we can achieve a lot more, and that will bring our the quality of life to a different level, right? So I'm glad to be here. I'm happy to
Yes.
discuss the impact of innovation, investment in different innovations, and particularly AI and robotics.
Yes, and we are having the conversation around AI, robotics, and impact, the future of entrepreneurship and innovation. That's what you just said. And I just love that we're going to get into so many exciting conversations around this because it's just going to be a teaser leading to the conversations we're going to be having at the forum next week. So, uh, do you want to jump in with the questions, Victoria?
Okay, let me start. Okay. Uh, Could you share with us, Oliver, what are the biggest misconceptions about AI and automation in the startup ecosystem?
Um, well, first of all, we all need to understand what really is AI,
Mm,
artificial intelligence. Now, this term was first coined in 1956 by Tom McCarthy, right? He was in this conference and he wanted to bring forward the technology where systems, computer systems at that point in time, could represent human beings, can follow the way human beings thought, right? And that has come a long way over time, right? In the early stages of AI, we went through two different winters, right? Investments failed sometime in the 80s, and then there was a repeat of failure and cooling of investments in the 90s. But after the year 2000, investments in AI grew tremendously. And we have
mm,
evolved with different technologies and different applications of AI. Now, AI, I must say, is not just about generative AI or LLMs, right? AI is really any technology that can help us human beings and be our supporter, be our augmenter, companion to do whatever we want to do. Now,
mm,
in the startup environment, I get questions from different startups founders who come and say, "Hey, what the basic tools of AI that I need to know in order to start my business?" And I say, "Hey, hold on. AI tools are there. In fact, if you Google today, there are probably hundreds of AI tools available. But you should ask yourself, right? The founders should ask themselves, what do they want to do? Then look for tools that can help them do what they want to do. Not search for the tools and then figure out what can the tools do for you. So founders is important for them to figure out what they want to do, right? And then use AI to help them. I believe AI should augment our capability to achieve. And that's a very important statement. It should help us and not do what we don't want to do, right? So that is a very important piece. And one of the biggest misconception is we become very trendy. We look at the latest and we believe the latest technology in AI is AI, when that's only a subset of what AI can do.
yeah, so that's a whole world of opportunities we are hearing from that conversation. Really, hearing from you on the expertise that you bring into the space as well. We also want to know from you what are the sectors that are currently benefiting from this most of from the technology and innovation space.
Well, I guess technology has been applied in a number of very straightforward applications, such as the finance sector, the manufacturing sector. So the impact in terms of AI in those sectors are much less because the users in those sectors are already familiar with AI. But the greatest impact will be in the non-standard space, the non-engineering space, such as the creative arts, right? Writing a new book, and authors who write lovely novels will now start to realize that, oops, somebody else could be writing for them. Now that somebody else is actually not writing for them, but giving them ideas on how they can write, how to be more creative. So think of it this way, right? If the state of one is your ideal performance, what can AI do to bring you from zero to one? Right? You could be
Mm,
zero point 0.5 today, you could be zero point 0.6 today. AI tools can help you achieve your ideal state of performance. That's firstly what AI can do. Now, secondly, if you have reached a state of one, does it mean that that's the end of it? No, you can do one plus, right? It
mm,
can be 1.1, 1.2, 1.5, perhaps two, perhaps three. So you can extend your potential
mm.
from zero to one and one plus. And that's the power of AI. So the question is, at which state are you in your sector? Are you already at a zero point 0.8 coming to one in your sector? Or are you at a state whereby you're not using AI at all, zero point 0.1, zero point 0.2, but you want to reach the state of one? And of course, beyond one is anybody's guess. How you well you can use AI to benefit, right, will be anybody's guess. So I would say the engineering sector tends to be using technology and less impact will happen there, whereas the creative world tends to benefit more and has a greater impact in the use of AI technology.
Victoria, you have
Yes,
anything
I
to
want
add
to
on to
ask
that?
you.
Do you have anything
Yes,
to add to that?
I think this is a really important that you said now because, of course, if people wants to move and develop, they should use AI. But unfortunately, not everyone can use it professionally. How you think? How they? Maybe you can give your advice based your huge period of experience. How they should do it? Maybe you have some recommendation, some maybe links or some information how they can do it themselves, or maybe they should buy some courses about it.
Um, I believe in two things, right? One is an advice from Albert Einstein, and he said that if you do the same thing over and over again, don't expect a great difference. You have to rethink how you want to do your process. So, as humans, over the centuries, we've always been trying to improve our quality of life. We want to get better and better. Hence, sometimes it requires us to rethink, to reimagine, right? What is possible? And this is where the impact of startups can come in because startups have the opportunity to think where are the pain, and this is where you can innovate and create a reliever to that pain for society, right? On the other hand, I also believe that um, over time, the human skills and competency improve. Gone are the days where we try to do mathematical computation, right? Today we have calculators, we've got a mobile phone to help you do a lot more faster thinking. In fact, the competency in many of us has improved over time. We must continue to change. We must continue to learn and upskill ourselves to be better and better. And AI can help us do that. I remember in the 90s, there's no such thing as a webmaster. But today, many people create websites. Now, then when the webmaster came about, it takes us 2, 3 months to create a website. But today, with AI tools, you can create a website within hours, maybe even minutes. So what
Mm.
does that mean? We get a lot more efficient with AI. And there are
Yes.
many starters out there, there are startups and founders out there who are creating tools for you to go to use so that you can better at your job. You get better and better at your job. And hence our quality of life, our standard of life becomes so rich that we can strive for the stars and do what we never imagined we could do before. And that's really exciting, if you ask me. The positive impact on humanity is just fantastic, just great, right?
You,
And I
you
can't
know,
imagine, I
I'm
can't
excited
imagine.
about that.
Yeah, exactly. I can't imagine what's going to be happening to the next generation.
Yeah.
Yes.
At the same time, do you feel I want to pour some cold water here,
Uh-huh.
Collins? Yeah. So it's like, uh, do you feel that it's making people complacent? When I started using AI, it suddenly became so easy. I'm like, oh my God, will I lose my creativity? There's a fear that sets in. I'm experiencing like a bit of a scarcity, a fear that I will lose my own creativity because I'm going to get leveraged in this way. And what do you think about that?
Good question. Very good question. Let's take ChatGPT for example. When ChatGPT came out, do we think our students get lazy because they can get all the answers from ChatGPT, right? On the other hand, there is a group of researchers that came out with a whole concept called prompt engineering. How do you ask good questions? Instead of asking binary questions, you now ask good questions that can shape and design the outcome that you want to see.
Yeah.
I want to add on one more skill that's going to help us human beings become better, and that is proof editing. Think about
Mm,
it. If
mm,
the system, the AI tools can give you a lot of idea, it is us human beings that have to think about those ideas, those suggestions, validate them, right? Test them out, give your own value added opinions, and
yeah.
create something that's better than what AI has produced.
Yeah.
Now, if we just simply use the output of AI tools, you're not going to get very much better. But
Yeah.
we human beings can get better because besides prompt engineering, we can also do well with proof editing.
Yeah.
So we'll get better. We'll get better for sure.
I'm with
I
you
think
on
it
that.
depends on people. Yes.
Yes, and I
Yes,
agree with him because, like recently when we were doing some of these project papers and everything, then we say, let's ask our assistant. So, we are talking about
Yes,
AI, but after AI comes in, and all of that, it's not complete. It's not, because if you are someone, you want to create your own masterpieces or your own unique project papers, then you need to put in your flavor, your words, and that never come from AI, in that sense. So I'm with you
exactly.
on that. I love that, the questioning, and that's so powerful. Asking the right question. I think, the BCG sessions that we are running, we are attending together. I love that.
Yes,
This is
exactly.
really exciting to see how they ask for the prompt questions and the importance of
yes.
it, the whole dynamics. Yeah.
It depends from you. If
Yes.
you ask a right question, you have a right decision or right maybe effectives from it. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to add one more point to this discussion here, right? I believe our education system today produces output students who learn just in case they need the knowledge when they graduate, when they go to the industry. But I think what we need to do, and founders do this very well, is they need to learn how to learn. They need to
Mhm.
do what I call just in time learning. And founders are great with it. A lot of entrepreneurs, they don't just use the knowledge they learn from universities or their teachers. They learn new things on themselves, on their own. They learn just in time as they see a problem, as they see a pain. They figure out where can they find the knowledge to help them solve the problem. And that just-in-time learning attitude will make them very different. I believe in time to come, just-in-time learning will be part of everyone's skill
That's
because you can never stop learning.
absolutely, absolutely. And that being said, I also want to ask you, how do you see then Asia's robotic scene? The transformation that you want to see in the AI and the robotic ecosystem in the next 5 to 10 years. How do you think it will be evolving?
You mentioned a very good point about complacency earlier, Dr. Aziza. All right. I think humans should not be complacent. Now,
Yeah.
today, Asia is doing very well because we are hungry. Whether it is Southeast Asia or you move up north to China, Korea, Japan, we're all very hungry. And when we are hungry, we will innovate, we'll find new things, we'll create new solutions, and bring in the right innovation that meets our need. The worst is we stay complacent. I'll give you two examples, right? If I look at Iron Man as a movie, right? We all watch Iron Man. Iron Man has got this companion called Jarvis, just another really very intelligent system, right? Jarvis. Jarvis has got lots of ideas. It's like ChatGPT today or Claude, right? It gives you all the ideas, all the outcome. But Giant Man decide what he wants to achieve, right? And he's not complacent. He's always sharp. He's always thinking. He's always trying to think what to do next. And we need entrepreneurs, founders to be in that state, right? Not take any output for granted, but be able to be sharp, focused, and be able to drill down to find answers that is best. And on the other hand, I look at another movie called Wall-E. What happened to humans there? They're lazy, they're bubbly, they can't even walk, right? Everything they rely on technology, and that's a sad state to be in. So I hope we can find founders who have the passion, the drive to create new solutions because they know they can be better.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for that. And, being the chair of our International Investors Forum and also a panelist speaking into this expertise for us, for the International Investors Forum, I want to ask you, what made you say yes to us, number one? And also, what do you see people attending? I know you have startups coming in from Canada and also from other countries, they are flying in. Tell us a little bit about it and what do you expect and from this whole session for them and for those who are attending.
Um, I think what's happening is if we stay in our little space, in our little geography and try to innovate, uh, you see as much as you can see within the shores of your country. It is important founders need to start to cross border. And cross border innovation is a very, very important idea, notion, because when you cross fertilize, you will see what another group of people are doing, which you never thought of before. And that cross border fertilization allows us to really dive deep and create new solutions. So back to the Asia discussion again before I talk about Canada and others. I think Asia has done quite a lot. There will be a lot of innovations. We see Japan, Korea, China stepping up in a great way, right, to
Yeah.
innovate and move further. Singapore, Malaysia is doing likewise in different sectors. So in the next 5 to 10 years, I would say that Asia will be rolling very high
Mm.
and achieving new innovations. So I have no doubt about that. Um, the reason why I'm talking to Europe, right, whether it's the Israelis, the Finnish, the Germans, the Irish people, or otherwise, I feel that they have some good content, some good innovations of their own. I hope and I wish to build a bridge to allow Europe and Asia to come together and co-innovate to bring better ideas. So I
Mm.
took the benefit of working with some of my startups from overseas and inviting them to Singapore, right, for this forum so that they can benefit by learning of some of the things that we do here in this part of the world. And our local founders and entrepreneurs can also benefit from their perspective of how they're looking at things. And this is so important, right? It is not just a question of university bridging into the industry. Now we're talking about countries bridging across countries, and then you can have better ideas that's been created, and founders can find a shorter path to achieve what they want to achieve. And to
Yes.
me, as a chair of the forum, I hope to bring good minds together to think, to discuss, exchange ideas, and after this forum, they can bring back great suggestions to improve on the entrepreneurship journey and eventually create the solutions they want to create, innovate the solutions they want, and help society get better with higher quality of life.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you,
Because
Oliver.
we saw how excited you were when you just before the session started. This startup has achieved a $1 million revenue and they are ready for the next raise. And that's what we want to do. An International Investors Forum happening on February the 23rd on Sunday in the Raffles Town Club, Singapore, is targeted towards businesses that's already revenue generating, already growing, and we want to take them to the next level of height in the way. So, and it's not going to be a pitching event like any other event. So it's going to be all about interaction, a lot about strategic connections and how they can grow together. And so, like what you said, the follow up is going to be even more robust. And that's going to be that is really exciting for everyone.
Yeah, we should look at the forum as a watering hole where good experts come together, good founders and entrepreneurs come together, including the investors. And you never know who you meet. I'm pretty sure that everyone will take home a lot of benefits, a lot of learnings, and they will be able to become more successful on their own when they get back to their home ground.
Definitely. Thank you. Thank you for that. And the wishes that you're giving to everybody who's coming in. Victoria, any final words from your side?
Uh, Thank you, Oliver. Thank you so much. I think everybody can see how it interesting to hear you. This is a very honor for us and a big pleasure that you join us to our event. And please join us, register right now. And if you come in our event, yes, this is our link. And you can meet with Oliver Tan and take a little bit part from his huge experience, and
Yeah,
I am sure it can help to improve your lives.
absolutely. Thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I look forward to meeting all of you in about 10 days' time. And I believe it will be very, very interactive and warm session. There'll be a lot of learning and we'll achieve a lot better after the forum.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much, everyone. So register. And we want to thank our diamond sponsor, LKS Private Wealth, as well as our gold media partner, Orange Media. Thank you so much for all the support and our strategic partner, Enlightened Mind from Middle East. So we have Singapore, Malaysia, Middle East, India,
A lot of
everybody.
countries.
Yes, a
Yes,
lot of countries. We have at
join us.
least 10 different countries joining us. So we appreciate all your interaction and joining hands for a successful event. Thank you. And we'll see you with another expert and another partner in our next session. Thank you,
All
everyone.
right now.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Good night.
Good
Thank you.
luck,
Thanks so much,
everyone.
Oliver.
Bye
Thank you,
bye.
Thank you.
Victoria. Bye bye.